Sharp Romance goes in with Cash Asmussen. That's Gazida. And I think Maysoon is the last, or one of the last, over to Peter O'Sullivan.
More than a quarter this time, the Prince of Wales Stakes. Maysoon and Holohan, the last two to be installed, all in under orders, and they're away. Maysoon going on the outside, Hollow Hand. Right up with them is Nashamar and Sharp Noble, and Double Bed towards the outside. Maysoon as they race towards the milepole. Maysoon taking him along at a pretty good gallop. Nashamar on the inside, Double Bed comes next, then Hollow Hand on the inner, and Star Cutter, followed by Toto, and then Bengal Far and Sharp Noble. And the back marker is Amerigo Vespucci. And it's Maysoon from Nashamar, both in the Maktoum colours. Nashamar in the second colours. Third is Double Bed for France. Then comes Gessida. And behind Gessida is Star Cutter with Hollow Hand. Then Bengal Far and Toto. Behind and Toto is Sharp Noble, then Amerigo Vespucci, and still Maysoon from Nashamar. Gessida and Double Bed, and behind Double Bed is Star Cutter and Hollow Hand. Then come Bengal Far and Toto, and behind them Sharp Noble, who's lost ground, and Amerigo Vespucci. They're racing now past the half-mile pole, and still Maysoon with the advantage from Nashamar. Gessida is third and Double Bed fourth. 5-Star Cutter going well in fifth, and then comes Toto making ground on the outside of Bengal Fire. Amerigo Vespucci making a little ground from the rear now, but Maysoon with the advantage from Nashamar. Then comes Gessida, Double Bed over on the far rail. Star Cutter and Bengal Fire and Toto all together just in behind them. Two left to run now, and still Maysoon, who's made it all so far. Maysoon from Toto coming there very strongly now to take it up, and Toto sprints straight into the lead now and being pressed by Amerigo Vespucci. It's Toto from Amerigo Vespucci as they race up towards the line, and Toto from Amerigo Vespucci as they race towards the line, and Toto from Amerigo Vespucci. That's how they're going to finish as they come to the line in the Prince of Wales Stakes. But Toto is the winner, and second is Amerigo Vespucci, and third is Gessida. Close for fourth with Maysoon 4, and so the result of the Prince of Wales Stakes is first, number 6, Toto, owned by Sheikh Ahmed Al Maktoum, trained by Alex Stewart and ridden by Richard Hills. Second was number 4, Amerigo Vespucci, owned by Mr. Richard Kasolowski, trained by Lord John Fitzgerald and ridden by Greville Starkey. And third was number 10, Gessida, owned like the winner by Sheikh Ahmed Al Maktoum, trained by Michael Jarvis and ridden by Bruce Raymond. Fourth was the long-time leader, Maysoon.
Well, what a brilliant success this was. He's come from way off the pace. There he is on the outside, yellow colours and the white blaze. Only a couple behind him coming into the straight, but look at the way he picks up. Walter Swinburne kicked for home in the straight, having dictated up until then on Maysoon. But the speed with which this animal has come from way off the pace to actually hit the front a furlong and a half from home had to be seen to be believed. In fact, if anything, Richards almost got there too soon. He looks over his shoulder to see if anything's coming after him. Amerigo Vespucci is the only one who's coming with him. And early in the straight, Bengal Fire was just a little bit chopped for room, but he certainly never picked up well enough to have taken a real hand in it. Gessida runs on at one pace to be third. But this was a terrific performance, and in the last furlong, the horse is just getting a little bit tired. Mouse Roberts found out how to ride him. He's settled much better this season than he did last, and today he settled beautifully for Richard Hills. But I think even Richard was staggered by the way that he picked up. Amerigo Vespucci, who Richard normally rides, has run on to his second, so he knows all about the first and second, and Gessida is quite a way back in third.
So a little commiseration to Michael Roberts. It's very tough to run into trouble just before the royal meeting. One of the things that can happen to a jockey, just trying too hard and pushing his way out and causing trouble and resulting in an inevitable suspension. But what hard luck to miss the winner of a £45,000 of the winner race like this Prince of Wales Stakes. A marvellous spare ride for Richard Hills, and what a very good ride he gave this colt by Busted out of a Mesa by Mincio. And as Julian said, a really electric burst of speed that was. Only his second outing of the season. Sheikh Mohammed there admiring his brother's horse. The family in absolutely amazing form. That was a first and third, of course, for his owner. Toto and Jessida, separated by the formerly very successful horse in Germany, and German bred, Amerigo Vespucci. Wasn't all that cooperative early on, didn't look as though he wanted to be installed. Clearly got a mind of his own. 7-2 co-favourite, you'll have noted there. But once he started to motor, he really ran a very good race indeed. The starting prices were as follows.
First, number 6, Toto, 7-2 joint favourite. Second, number 4, Amerigo Vespucci, 20-1. And third, number 10, Gesede, 10-1.
This is Milligram by Millreef, who liked soft ground, out of 1 in a million who liked fast ground, so I don't know how she'll go on it. She's a very short price on account of her 2 fine runs in the English and Irish 1,000 guineas, finishing runner-up in both. Walter Swinburne puts his goggles down. Let's join Peter.
That's it. Under orders. And they're running. At risk over on the far side, Martha Stevenson, Hyam. And it's at risk from Hyam, Martha Stevens, then Shaikaya, Milligram and Indian Lily. At risk and Hyam matching strides ahead of Martha Stevens as they run down past the 6 furlong point. Hyam on the inside of at risk. Then comes Martha Stevens, Shaikaya, the favourite Milligram, and then Indian Lily, who's just failing to keep in touch with them. Still going a blistering gallop as they race towards the half-mile pole. And it's Hyam on the inside of at risk. Martha Stevens is third. Milligram is making ground on the outside of Shaikaya. Indian Lily is virtually out of it. They're racing into the home turn. Hyam and at risk from Martha Stevens in third. Milligram improving on the outside of Shaikaya. Into the straight, Hyam and at risk from Martha Stevens. Walter Swinburne's going to challenge on the outside, on the right of the picture as we see them now, on Milligram, and it's at risk from her stable companion, Martha Stevens, with Milligram travelling very smoothly towards the stand side, and it's Milligram who's taken it up very swiftly and has stormed clear of Shaikaya, who's now gone into second, but racing inside the final furlong, Milligram gaining consolation for her gallant seconds in both the Irish and English 1,000 guineas. Nothing is going to beat her this afternoon. She's just increasing the distance all the way to the line. Going to win the Coronation Stakes in great style. Milligram is the winner, and second is Shaikaya, and third is Martha Stevens. Fourth was at risk. Behind them came Hyam, and last Indian Lily. So Milligram comes good in tremendous style in the Coronation Stakes. The result, first number 10, Milligram, owned by Helena Springfield Limited, trained by Michael Stout and ridden by Walter Swinburne. Second was number 12, Shaikaya, owned by His Highness the Aga Khan, trained by Fulk Johnson Horton and ridden by Cash Asmussen. And third was number 9, Martha Stevens, owned by Mrs. Peter Harris, trained by Henry Cecil and ridden by Steve Cawthon. Fourth was number 2, At Risk. So Walter Swinburne becomes the third rider at the meeting to ride 2 winners, joining Ray Cochrane and Steve Cawthon. And here's how he did it.
Well, a brilliant performance by the winner, and she was very well suited by the strong, even gallop set by At Risk and her stable companion Higham racing on her own merits, but it really set it up for Milligram, and Walter's only worry was that, well, he was creeping closer, coming into the straight, going so easily, he didn't really want to hit the front too soon. Shakeo just for a moment was enclosed there, and Steve Cawthon wasn't too anxious to let him out on Martha Stevens. Steve goes now, asks his filly for an effort, At Risk still in front, but Walter Swindon just waiting for his moment, doesn't want to disappoint his filly, and he says, go now. The filly pricks her ears, and suddenly, from being a length off the pace, she's gone 4 or 5 lengths clear. A brilliant performance, a really high-class filly, and no less than she's deserved after those narrow defeats in the 1,000 guineas both here and in Ireland. Shakea's run on really well in second place, but Michael Stout wins the Coronation Stakes for the second year in succession, and this an even more spectacular performance than that by Sonic Lady last year. The Dora of Mill Reef, at one stage considered a possible stayer, a possible contender for the Oaks, but she's shown herself to be a really outstanding miler and a brilliant winner today.
Walter following family tradition, not only having won it himself last year, as Julian said, but his father Wally won it on Sutton Place for Dermot Weld in 1978. And that's a very good fashion note by Milligram's lad, or lass.
Don't forget me and Pat Edery. Well, the Ladbrokes punter who had a cash bet of £25,000 at 11 to 8 has certainly beaten the market, because even money is the price at the moment. Soviet Star 3 to 1, Half a Year 5 to 1. Risk Me, the one whose head we're looking at, he's at 11 to 2 and 33 to 1 bar. Risk Me going in, he's bandaged in front. The one already in is Glory Forever. This is Half a Year, and Ray Cochrane, who rode such a good race on Then Again in the first. Half a Year having the blindfold put on. Don't Forget Me goes in as quiet as could be. Half a Year's in with the blindfold. The last will be Soviet Star. Here's Peter O'Sullivan.
Yes, Greville Starkey on the French Hope in the St. James's Palace. And that's it. Under orders. And they're away. Risk Me breaks pretty fast, but Don't Forget Me upsides, and it's Risk Me and Don't Forget Me. Don't Forget Me going on now from Risk Me, then Glory Forever. And Soviet Star, who's taking a very strong hold, not at all inclined to settle. The back marker, Ray Cochrane on Half a Year. Don't Forget Me from Risk Me and Glory Forever. Soviet Star and Half a Year. Pat Edery setting a fast pace here on the dual Guineas winner, Don't Forget Me, being followed by Risk Me, then Glory Forever, then Soviet Star, and finally Half a Year. Racing already towards the home stretch, and it's Don't Forget Me in the lead from Risk Me in second, Glory Forever, Soviet Star, and then Half a Year. Less than half a mile to run. Don't Forget Me by 2 lengths now from Risk Me, who's 2 up on Glory Forever, with Soviet Star on Glory Forever's outside, and then Half a Year in fifth, but still going well, the back marker as they turn for home. Don't Forget Me, 3 furlongs to run. Don't Forget Me from Risk Me, Glory Forever, Soviet Star motoring well in behind him. Half a Year not done with yet, coming to the 2 furlong marker. Don't Forget Me being pressed now by Risk Me. Pat Edery from Steve Cawthon as they race towards the furlong pole. It's Don't Forget Me from Risk Me. Soviet Star's coming there strongly on the stand side, making ground. Half a Year over on the far side, putting in a tremendous run. Half a Year, it's Don't Forget Me from Half a Year. Half a Year over on the far side. Soviet Star on the near side as they race up towards the line. It's going to be close. Half a Year has won it. Half a Year's won it back from Soviet Star, and a photo for third between Don't Forget Me and Risk Me. What a run up the rails that Ray Cochrane had to win his second race of the meeting. And so the result of the St. James's Palace Stakes is first, number 3, Half a Year, owned by Mr. John C. Mabee, trained by Luca Cumani and ridden by Ray Cochrane. Second was number 5, Soviet Star, owned by Sheikh Mohammed, trained by Andre Fabre in France, ridden by Greville Starkey. And it's a photograph for third place, a very close photo between Don't Forget Me and Risk Me. But what a double for Ray Cochrane. He must have thought he was on Chief Singer back in 1984. The run he got up the rails on this horse was absolutely remarkable. So a great double for both trainer and jockey, as we can review with Julian Wilson.
Now, what a magnificent race it was. Don't Forget Me said his usual good gallop, but still seemed full of resources coming in the straight, but just drifted a little bit away from the fence, which gave Glory Forever and Cash Asmussen a great run through. But look at Ray Cochrane swinging off his horse, just waiting for room and waiting for the right moment. Meanwhile, on the outside, Risk Me is still there, and Soviet Star starting a challenge that for a moment looked as though it might succeed. Now Ray Cochrane says go. He bursts through as Glory Forever drops away quickly, gets the run up at the inside of Pat Eddery and has terrific momentum. But Risk Me is battling back, and so too is Soviet Star, coming all the while on the outside. The four almost in line halfway through the final furlong, but Ray Cochrane's got the run. He's produced his mount with a terrific burst. Soviet Star's pulling him back in the last 50 yards of the race, but he won it with that brilliant thrust. He's won by about a length. Soviet Star second, and Risk Me possibly edging the Guineas winner out of third place. Here's the head-on view, and you can see how, for the second time today, Ray Cochrane has taken advantage of the tiniest gap when it came. Glory Forever on the left on the rails. Pat Eddery's horse just leaning away. He just had a little bit of foot problem, of course, this year, and whether that's anything to do with it, I don't know. But Ray Cochrane swinging off his horse, waits for the gap to come. Just in a few moments as Glory Forever drops away. Now he says go, and look at the burst of acceleration that this horse shows. Meanwhile, Soviet Star, produced late by Greville Starkey, is running and quickens up like the very, very good horse that he is. But on the day, Half a Year, who's yet to be beaten, is a little bit better. Now it's desperate inside the last furlong, and Ray Cochrane, with all his strength, drives his horse home as Greville Starkey finds his challenge repelled at the end of a truly memorable race for the St. James's Palace Stakes. Half a Year wins, Soviet Star second, photo for third.
Well, what a day for Luca Cumani and Ray Cochrane, his contract jockey for the first year. Luca won this in '85 with Bern, and Ray Cochrane, of course, won it in '84 on Chief Singer. Puts Ray on the 32 mark this season. Very, very respectable score indeed, and 25 for his governor, Luca. Half a Year by Riverman, out of 6 months long by Northern Dancer. Here comes the outcome of the photograph. Second was number 5, Soviet Star. Third was number 4, Risk Me, and fourth, number 1, Don't Forget Me. So Andre Fabre, the trainer of Soviet Star, still to have his premier ambition fulfilled, to win a race at Royal Ascot. The Soviet Star's grandsire, Venture the Seventh, who won this race back in 1960, trained by Alec Head, who will be a guest of Her Majesty the Queen tomorrow here at Ascot. No doubt that Soviet Star has been beaten by a pretty good horse today. Only been in a race course 3 times, remember, this son of Riverman, Half a Year, and he's won all 3. And now the starting prices on the St. James's Palace Stakes.
First, number 3, Half a Year, 11 to 2. Second, number 5, Soviet Star, 3-1. And third, number 4, Risk Me, 6-1. There were 5 runners.
Is this your first ever visit here?
Yes, Julian, it's my first trip to England, and I've heard so much about it, I finally decided to make the trip over and have a nice look around.
Why did it take you so long to come?
Well, as you said, I've been champion jockey 8 times, and I've always rode for a leading stable. And this particular year, the stable is not going so well, and it's right in the middle of our winter at the moment. And I thought it was an opportune time to make the trip.
And what's been your first impression of the scene, apart from the rain?
Well, actually, I just can't believe Royal Ascot. I just think it's just a fabulous setup, and the track looks fantastic. I've been here every day this week, and I'm unbelievably impressed with it. The horses, the jockeys, and the actual track, to my way of thinking, is probably one of the best tracks I've ever seen.
Do you find that we ride a little bit less tight here than you do in Australia?
Oh, there's no doubt about that, yes. We just ride really too tight at home. Horses are of such great value today that they can be so easily injured, and it's not really fair, really, but it's been the trend for so long, so I can't see it changing.
You've seen Brent Thompson riding, obviously, briefly this week. Do you see much change in his style since he's been here?
Yes, when he come back to Australia last year, he rode in Melbourne, and he rode very, very well. There were certain critics of his style that he was riding like the English, so he changed back to the Aussie style, and he rode plenty of winners. But to me, it all boils down to the quality of horse that you've got underneath you. If you have got the machinery underneath you, I don't think it matters really how you ride them.
Right. Well, one of the big winners that you've had in the last 6 months, of course, was on Marauding in the Golden Slipper at Rose Hill, the big 2-year-old race, the $1 million race. And that was some race.
Yes,
Snippets began fast inside at Christmas Tree, and Tasman Dancer is scorching along the rail. Mother Duck is right up there with them in the early part, followed by Marauding. Midnight Fever threading away between runners into a prominent spot, and then Dream Faith, and out deep is Postage Due. Further back, Lygon Arms, followed by Prince Anton, Injustice, and Celebrity Lover, and Boasting as last as they come through the gap onto the course proper, where Mother Duck is the leader. Mother Duck in front, Snippets is running second, Proven Valor third, a length and a half then to Rancho Ruler, getting a beautiful run on the inside of Midnight Fever. Christmas Tree is out 3 deep from his wide gate, and then Dream Faith, followed by Tasman Dancer. Further back in the field, Injustice as they turn for home, and then Prince Anton, and Marauding is badly placed in the straight now, and Mother Duck the leader. Snippets on the outside has raced up to hit the front. Snippets had shot clear coming to the 200 mark. Christmas Tree is out after him, battling on strongly. Tasman Dancer at the head of the others. Rancho Ruler. Snippets is weakening. Christmas Tree coming at him with Tasman Dancer. Now Marauding, Lygon Arms, and further out Boasting. What a finish coming up. It's Lygon Arms and Marauding. Marauding won the slipper. Marauding by a nose to Lygon Arms. I think Boasting third, fourth.
Well, Ron, that was a fairly spectacular race. What was the outcome?
Well, the outcome of that was I won the race, but I was subsequently suspended for 1 month due to interference at the furlong and a half. I was in a position where I was on a green horse that only started about 4 times. And when I changed course on him, he changed course very awkwardly, and he cannoned into the horse on the outside, and subsequently that was deemed as my fault, and I was suspended for 1 month.
Did you knock 1 or 2 over?
Got 1, yes.
Singing Stephen breaks fast in the centre, and Clantime also very fast into his stride, and they're making their way right over towards the stand side. Orient under the stands rail, Flawless Image right up with them on the near side. Flawless Image, Governor General, Clantime in the centre, Perrion running fast too with the lead, and Bluebird running fast as well, and Guyane now coming there to join them as it's Clantime in the lead from Flawless Image, Perrion, Guyane, and Carol's Treasure over on the far side. Clantime with the advantage from Perrion and Flawless Image. Guyane's under pressure. Bluebird's coming there very strongly over on the far side. It's Perrion and Ron Quinton, the Sydney champion, who's gone to the front though. Perrion from Bluebird over on the far side. Bluebird for Ireland now now taking it up, and Bluebird's gone to the front from Perrion and Orient and Flawless Image as they race to the line, and Bluebird is going to win this in tremendous style. It's Bluebird for Ireland, the winner of the Kingston Stakes. Perrion is second and Orient third, and four was Sharp Romance. They're the 1, 2, 3, 4, and Holgate, the gamble of the race, was absolutely last. And so the result of the 1987 Kingston Stakes, first number 11, Bluebird, owned by Mr. Robert Sangster, trained by Vincent O'Brien and ridden by Cash towards the right of the picture, teleprompter right over to the left, Sire Kalem prominent in the early stages, but it's teleprompter taking him along from Water Key, Sire Kalem over on the far side, then Plough Bowl, and then again, and the back marker is Sonic Lady, and teleprompter from Water Key, Flower Bowl, Sire Kalem, then again, and Sonic Lady. The veteran, teleprompter, 7 years old, taking him along at a real good gallop from Water Key. A gap then of about 3 lengths to Flower Bowl. Sire Kalem's over on the far side, on the outside, then again tucked in just behind Flower Bowl. And Sonic Lady is still just the back marker as teleprompter leads them down now past the half-mile pole. Teleprompter from Water Key, Flower Bowl, then again moving strongly under Ray Cochrane, under the stands rails, over on the far side, Sire Kalem. Sonic Lady is still going well, though, in last place, coming down now towards the 2 furlong pole, and as they do so, it's still teleprompter from Water Key, then Flower Bowl on the outside, then again still stuck in behind horses, and Walter Swinburne has switched to the outside on Sonic Lady, and he's getting a clear run now as teleprompter weakens, and Water Key goes to the front from Sonic Lady, and then here comes Ray Cochrane on, then again coming down to the furlong pole. Water Key being pressed by Sonic Lady, then again coming there strongly now on the far side. It's Sonic Lady and Water Key, with then again challenging very fast over on the far side. Water Key on the near side, then again has burst through and is going to win it at the line. Then again has won it from Water Key, second and third Sonic Lady, fourth came Flower Bowl, and then teleprompter, and finally Sire Kalem. The judge could call for a photo here, but not much doubt to me that then again has got up in the closing stages to win a dramatic race from Water Key, with Sonic Lady back in third. Nobody very anxious to set the pace in the early stages. Caesar Imperator going up there with Pian. Caesar Imperator taking him along from Pian. Satko over on the far rail, just in behind them. Sadim, then Bonamy and Otal, Valuable Witness, the back marker at the moment, and Caesar Imperator from Pian. Then comes Sardine and Soronicus on the inside. Then Bonamy, behind Bonamy is Otal, and Valuable Witness still the back marker. They pass the intersection there. Caesar Imperator taking him along from Pian, Sardine, Soronicus, Bonamy, Satko, Otal, and finally Valuable Witness. Just a good even gallop at the moment. Caesar Imperator from Pian. Then comes Sadim and Soronicus, Bonamy, Satko, Otal, and Valuable Witness as they come up to the winning post with another complete circuit in the 1987 Ascot Gold Cup. And Caesar Imperator in the lead from Pian in second. Third is Sadim and four Soronicus. 5 is Bonamy, then Satko and Otal matching strides, followed by Valuable Witness, the back marker of the 8 at the moment, but going very well, very smoothly within himself. They make the right-hand turn, begin to pass under the 1.5-mile gate from where they set off in the King George VI and Queen Elizabeth Diamond Stakes here in July. And it's Caesar Imperator still from Pian, Sadim. Then comes Soronicus. Just in behind Soronicus is Bonamy, then Otal, Satko for France, and finally Valuable Witness. In virtually the same order throughout so far as they run down towards Swinley Bottom. Caesar Imperator from Pian. Then comes Sadim, Soronicus, Bonamy, Otal, Satko, and Valuable Witness. The softest part of the course here, this rain-soaked course, is they run down towards the mile pole with Caesar Imperator still in the lead from Peen. Behind Peen is still Sadim. Then making a little bit of ground towards the outside of Saronicus is Otal with Bon Ami. Valuable Witness has just relegated Satko to last. And still Caesar Imperator, the outsider of the 8 runners, in the lead from Pien, Sadim, Saronicus on the inside of Otal and Bon Ami. Valuable Witness and Satko the back markers. 6 furlongs to run in the Gold Cup, and still Caesar Imperator from Pien in second. Third is Sadim and 4 Saronicus. Then come Otal and Bon Ami together. And now Valuable Witness being chased along by Pat Edery to try and get on terms as Otal drops back last and Pien has gone to the front and being chased now by Sadim. It's Pien now, Steve Cawthon from Sadim, Greville Starkey. Saronicus has moved into third as they race round the home turn, and it's Pien with a 2-length advantage over Sadim in second, Saronicus third, 4 Caesar Imperator fading, Valuable Witness under pressure to get on terms, under 3 furlongs to run in the Gold Cup, and Pien and Steve Cawthon with the advantage from Sadim in second, then comes Saronicus, and then Valuable Witness still trying to make ground from the rear, inside the final 2, and Pien is clear. Pien is clear of Sadim, and under pressure Saronicus. Valuable Witness still trying to get on terms, but it looks as though Steve Cawthon's late switch from Bon Ami to Pien has paid off as Pien strides into the final furlong with an unassailable lead, surely, striding up towards the line from the tiring Sadim and Saronicus, and Pien wins the Gold Cup in tremendous style. Pien is the winner. It's going to be quite close for second, with Sadim hanging on to be second ahead of Saronicus third and 4 Valuable Witness. Satko came next, followed by Caesar Imperator, and then Bon Ami, from whom Steve Cawthon switched, and finally the Jefferson Smurfit Irish Ledger winner, Otal. And so the result of the 1987 Gold Cup: first, number 5, Pien, owned by Lord Howard de Walden, bred by him too, trained by Henry Cecil and written by Steve Cawthon.
Will he stay the distance? You know, I mean, why should he have done? He's never tried it before. But he likes this going, and that's why I think Steve Cawthon decided, you know, this morning to ride him instead of the other horse, because he likes it and the other horse doesn't. So.
Of course, he's out of an American-bred mare.
Well, Valentinsky's I bought from Peter Burrell years ago, so he's highly delighted too. He's a half-brother, funnily enough, to that horse of mine ran in the Coventry and didn't do so well 2 days ago. But I've always liked Pien. He's a very nice horse. What happens now, I really wouldn't know. I'm so amazed at him winning, let alone in that way, that I don't know what we do.
Well, he looked a very, very good horse today, and you must have had very little doubt about the outcome from fully 2 furlongs out.
Yes, I should have thought so.
Steve Cawthon always handy in the race, and rather like your Derby winner's slip anchor, from some way out he didn't leave you in any doubt that it was going to be a great day.
Yeah, I think he's one of those horses that, you know, he's got no real sort of turn of foot at the end. I mean, he has to sort of gallop them into the ground, which is exactly what he did today.
And you must have been one of the few people who were quite enjoying the weather this week.
Oh, I think it's splendid, yes.
A marvellous staying performance, and of course this is a race which, well, as a traditionalist, shall we say, it must give you a great deal of pleasure to win.
Of course it does. As you say, being a traditionalist. Perhaps poor old Arden will win this one day, who knows? Could do, couldn't he?
Well, a marvellous moment for Steve Cawthon and your trainer, Henry Cecil, and it must have been rather anxious for you overnight, not knowing who was going to ride the horse, although I'm sure Willie Ryan would have done equally well.
Yes, I think he probably would. But I always thought Steve probably would because of all this rain. But he's canny, he never tells you the last moment anyway. And he's good at choosing the right one anyway.
So, would you hope this horse would go through the cup pattern, Goodwood, Doncaster and the rest of it?
Honestly, I haven't the least idea. Certainly not on his firm. He doesn't go on the firm at all. He doesn't like it. He's much better when it's soft. But if he goes on like this all the summer, he'll probably do quite well.
Well, it's been a marvellous year for you because, of course, your stallion Chris is also proving himself one of the great stallions of the post-war era.
Yes, amazing, isn't it? He's done incredibly well. keep my fingers crossed the slip ankle will do the same. Then we can keep going for quite a long time.
Would you ever think of sending mixed applause the dam of this to Chris?
Oh, she's been. I've got a yearling by Chris out of mixed applause, and she's gone again. So I should have two. You're quite right. Why not?
Lord Howard, many congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Lord Howard Walden, former senior steward of the Jockey Club, winning the race, which all the traditionalists in racing love to win. A marvellous, marvellous performance. Right, on now to the Ribblesdale Stakes. Henry Cecil, 3 winners yesterday. In the end, it was a week that above all belonged to Steve Cawthon and Henry Cecil. Good night.